What makes a martial art truly tough? Sure, it could be the intense training or the endless moves that are hard to remember, but the real challenge shows up when you're handed a tool and expected to master it in training, or when you're forced to use your environment to outsmart your opponent. Whatever the reason, the martial arts I'm about to mention aren't just difficult to learn. They'll push you to your limits, and I bet you've never even heard of them. Let's jump in. Our first martial art is Lethwei. Yeah, it sounds like Muay Thai's cousin, but it's actually a bit different. Both coming from ancient Southeast Asian martial arts, focused on strikes using fists, elbows, knees, and kicks. The big difference? Lethwei includes headbutts and is often fought bare knuckle, making it more raw and brutal. Muay Thai is more structured with gloves, rules, and safety gear, while Lethwei is more wild and aggressive. Lethwei, also known as Burmese bare knuckle boxing, is one of the oldest and most brutal striking arts in the world, with roots going back over 1,000 years in Myanmar, formerly Burma. Originally developed for battlefield combat, it was used by ancient Burmese warriors and is sometimes called the Art of Nine Limbs because it uses fists, elbows, knees, feet, and headbutts. Basically every part of the body that can do damage. Hardest thing to learn in Lethwei is mastering the headbutt while keeping your own head safe. Unlike most martial arts, Lethwei incorporates headbutts as a primary weapon, which requires precision, timing, and control. You can't just throw headbutts wildly. Doing it wrong can hurt you just as much as your opponent. Balancing aggression with technique and knowing when to use headbutts effectively is a huge challenge. On top of that, the bare knuckle aspect makes learning to condition your body, especially your fists and shins, to absorb and deliver strikes without injury super tough. It takes time to toughen up and still maintain speed and power. So now, let's move on to the next martial art. I've already made a video about this martial art before, so I won't be discussing its history this time. The type of silat we're going to talk about is Silat Harimau, also known as Tiger Silat. Silat Harimau comes from West Sumatra, Indonesia, and is known for its low stances and tiger-like movements. Practitioners move close to the ground, with quick transitions between crouching and standing to attack and defend. It focuses on close-quarters combat, using joint locks, sweeps, and takedowns to overpower opponents. This style requires a lot of flexibility, strength, and balance, making it one of the toughest forms of silat to master. The techniques are both graceful and powerful, using natural body movements to strike with precision. Silat Harimau is notoriously hard because it forces fighters into low, crouched stances, demanding immense leg strength and flexibility, which most martial arts don't emphasize as much. You spend a lot of time fighting close to the ground, transitioning rapidly between crouching and standing, which takes insane coordination and stamina. Unlike other martial arts where you have more space to maneuver, in Harimau, you're always in close quarters combat, often grappling while staying low. Plus, the tiger-inspired techniques push you to strike and sweep with precision, all while maintaining fluid, animal-like movements that require both finesse and raw power. It's a style that not only challenges your body's limits, but also forces you to think like a predator, constantly adapting in tight spaces. Bokator, like you all, I'm also hearing about this martial art for the first time. Anyways, Bokator is an ancient Cambodian martial art, and it's been around for over 1,000 years. It's known for being super effective in combat using strikes, joint locks, and ground fighting with pretty much every part of the body. Elbows, knees, fists, and even the head. What's really cool about Bokator is that its moves are inspired by animals like lions, birds, and snakes. Fighters also learn to handle weapons like sticks and swords. It's a great mix of power and finesse, with smooth, flowing techniques that pack a serious punch. One of the most unique aspects of Bokator is its deep connection to Cambodian culture and history. It goes beyond being a martial art and serves as a reflection of ancient warrior traditions.